Anger is like a fire. It burns, consumes, and leaves nothing but destruction in its wake. How many times have you let anger ruin your day, your relationships, or your peace of mind? That moment when something triggers you and suddenly you're overwhelmed with rage, regret, and the aftermath of hurtful words or actions. What if I told you there's a way to stop this cycle for good? Stoicism holds the key to mastering anger and reclaiming your inner peace. Let's dive into the simple but powerful habits that can help you break free from anger's grip and live a life of calm and control. Number 1, the destructive nature of anger. Imagine a person who doesn't manage their anger. Their life often feels chaotic. Strained relationships, impulsive decisions, and a constant sense of frustration. They lash out at loved ones over minor disagreements or let a single bad moment ruin their entire day. Over time, this not only isolates them socially, but also drains their inner peace, leaving them feeling trapped in a cycle of regret and bitterness. Philosophers and scientists alike warn of anger's destructive effects. Marcus Aurelius called it a short madness, and modern research agrees. Studies show that frequent anger leads to elevated stress hormones, increasing risks of heart disease and high blood pressure. It's not just mental, the body suffers too. In those heated moments, your heart races, your breathing becomes shallow, and your mind narrows, making rational thought more impossible than ever. These physical reactions evolved for survival, but are harmful when triggered by everyday annoyances. To break free, practice interrupting the cycle of anger. When you feel it rising, pause. Take a slow, deep breath and ask yourself, will this matter tomorrow? Is this worth my peace? More often than not, it isn't. Try stepping away from the situation to clear your mind, or reframing the problem. Maybe the person who upset you had a bad day, or maybe it's a misunderstanding. Picture anger as a wildfire. It spreads quickly, but can be extinguished if you act wisely. Next time you feel that fire rising, choose not to feed it. Instead, let it burn out on its own, and you'll find yourself calmer, more composed, and in control. Number 2, self-reflection. Without self-reflection, life can feel like being on autopilot, reacting impulsively to situations without truly understanding why. A person who doesn't take time to pause and examine their thoughts might find themselves repeatedly falling into the same patterns, becoming angry over trivial matters, making hasty decisions and later regretting them. They may blame others or circumstances for their frustrations, never realizing the root of the issue often lies within themselves. Philosophers have long emphasized the importance of self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom aligns with modern psychology, which suggests that self-awareness is key to emotional regulation. A study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who regularly reflect on their behavior are more likely to experience emotional balance and reduced stress. Understanding your triggers is the first step to mastering them. To integrate self-reflection into your life, start with a simple daily practice. At the end of each day, spend 5 minutes asking yourself questions like, what made me angry today? Why did it affect me so much? Was my reaction justified? Write your thoughts down in a journal. Over time, you'll begin to notice patterns. Maybe you get upset when you feel disrespected, or when plans don't go your way. Awareness of these triggers allows you to prepare for them and respond more thoughtfully in the future. Think of self-reflection as holding up a mirror to your mind. It might be uncomfortable at first, but the clarity it brings is invaluable. By taking the time to understand yourself, you gain the power to break free from emotional reactions and live with greater peace and intention. Number 3, using mindfulness. In today's fast-pacing world, it's easy to get swept up in the moment. Whether it's a stressful situation at work, a disagreement with a friend, or a simple inconvenience like a traffic jam. Many people react impulsively in these moments, often fueled by anger or frustration. They may say things they don't mean or make decisions they later regret, all because they weren't fully aware of their emotions as they were happening. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware in the moment, without judgment. It teaches us to step back and observe our thoughts and feelings rather than being controlled by them. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By cultivating mindfulness, we gain the ability to pause before reacting, allowing us to choose a calm, measured response instead of being driven by impulse and emotion. Research supports the benefits of mindfulness for emotional regulation. A study from Harvard University found that practicing mindfulness can reduce emotional reactivity, including anger. It helps the brain focus on the present, rather than letting past grievances or future anxieties cloud our judgment. Mindfulness has also been linked to reduced stress levels, improved mental health, and better decision-making. To incorporate mindfulness into your daily life, start with small moments of awareness. When you feel anger rising, take a deep breath and focus on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. This simple action creates a pause between stimulus and reaction, giving you space to choose how you want to respond. You can also practice mindfulness in everyday tasks, whether you're eating, walking, or even washing dishes. Just pay attention to what you're doing, without distractions or rushing. With time, mindfulness will help you develop the emotional control to prevent anger from taking over and bring more peace to your life. Number 4, embracing stillness and silence. In the chaos of modern life, we are constantly bombarded by noise, social media alerts, endless work emails, loud environments, and the constant rush of everyday activities. Many people struggle to find moments of stillness, believing that being constantly active or engaged is necessary for success or happiness. However, this constant noise can fuel anxiety, stress, and yes, even anger. People who never take the time to pause often feel overwhelmed, and anger becomes a reflexive response to frustration or pressure. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from within, and one of the most powerful ways to cultivate that inner strength is by embracing stillness and silence. Stoics believed in the importance of taking time to quiet the mind, reflecting inwardly to regain clarity. This stillness is not about isolation or avoidance, but rather about finding peace within ourselves, allowing us to respond to the world around us with calmness, not reactive anger. Research backs this up as well. Studies have shown that practicing periods of silence or solitude can significantly lower stress levels and improve mental clarity. For instance, a study conducted by the University of Michigan found that even brief periods of silence can help reset the brain, increasing focus and reducing anxiety. In fact, silence can help us process our emotions more effectively and clear our minds of the distractions that often trigger anger. To integrate stillness into your life, Start by carving out small moments each day to disconnect from the noise. This could be as simple as sitting in a quiet space for 5 minutes without any distractions. No phone, no TV, just you and your thoughts. During this time, practice deep breathing or focus on the sensations around you. You don't need to meditate for hours. Even short periods of quiet reflection can help you regain balance and manage your emotions. Over time, you'll find that these moments of stillness will give you the strength to approach life's challenges with more patience and less anger. Number 5, cultivating gratitude. In a world that often focuses on what we don't have or what's going wrong, it's easy for anger to creep in. People who struggle with feelings of anger often find themselves fixating on the negative, whether it's a frustrating situation, an unfair circumstance, or even a minor inconvenience. When we focus on what's lacking or unfair, we feed our frustration, which only increases the likelihood of anger. If we constantly dwell on what we don't have or what's going wrong, we are bound to feel resentment and bitterness. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us a powerful antidote: gratitude. By focusing on what we do have, what we've achieved, and the beauty in the world around us, we shift our mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, famously wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." This simple practice of gratitude is a profound tool for combating anger. By acknowledging the blessings we have, we're less likely to be consumed by negative emotions and more likely to find peace. Scientific studies also support this practice. Research has shown that people who regularly practice gratitude report higher levels of happiness, lower levels of stress, and even a reduction in anger. One study found that people who wrote down 3 things they were grateful for each day for just a week experienced a noticeable decrease in negative emotions, including anger. Gratitude helps reframe our perspective, allowing us to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles, reducing the impulse to react with anger. To begin cultivating gratitude, start small. Each day, take a few minutes to reflect on what you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as a warm meal, a supportive friend, or a peaceful moment. If you can, keep a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're thankful for every day. Over time, this practice will train your mind to focus more on what's going well in your life, helping to reduce feelings of anger and fostering a more peaceful and content mindset. Number 6, trusting the natural order. When things don't go as planned, whether it's a job loss, an unexpected challenge, or a setback, we often react with anger. It's natural to feel frustrated when life doesn't unfold the way we want. But anger in these situations usually adds little value. People who don't trust the natural flow of life tend to resist change, hold on to control, and get angry when things are out of their hands. The inability to accept life's unpredictable nature often leads to unnecessary emotional turmoil. Stoicism teaches us to trust the natural order of things, embracing the idea that some things are simply beyond our control. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This reflects the understanding that life is a constant flow and resisting it only causes pain. By accepting that we can't control everything, we free ourselves from the anger that comes with trying to force the world to bend to our will. Rather than railing against what we can't change, we learn to navigate life with calmness and resilience. Research in psychology supports this idea as well. Studies show that people who have a high tolerance for uncertainty, who can accept life's unpredictability, are less likely to experience stress and anger in difficult situations. This ability to let go of control and trust in the process can lead to a greater sense of peace and even improve physical health by lowering stress levels. To practice this habit, the first step is acceptance. When faced with an unexpected situation, instead of reacting with anger, try to take a step back. Ask yourself, what can I control here and what must I simply accept? Trusting that life will unfold as it needs allows you to focus on what you can influence and release the need to control everything. By doing this, you'll find that your anger diminishes, and you'll be able to move forward with more peace and less frustration. Number 7, the power of forgiveness. Many of us hold on to grudges, letting anger fester over time. We convince ourselves that by holding on to this anger, we're protecting ourselves from being hurt again. But in reality, it's the anger that hurts us the most. People who struggle with forgiveness often carry this emotional weight with them, unable to move past wrongs or mistakes. The more they hold on to anger, the more they damage their own peace of mind. This is especially true when we don't forgive ourselves, as guilt and self-blame can trigger the same destructive emotions. Stoic philosophy teaches us that forgiveness is not only for others but for our own well-being. Forgiveness, a Stoic philosopher once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." In other words, holding on to anger is far more harmful to us than it is to the person who provoked it by our anger. Forgiveness allows us to free ourselves from the mental chains of resentment and regain our peace. In making decisions, we extol ourselves. It is not a sign of weakness, but of strength, to forgive and move on. Science also backs up the power of forgiveness. Studies have shown that people who forgive are not only happier, but also healthier. Letting go of anger has been linked to reduced stress, lower blood pressure, and improved cardiovascular health. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior or forgetting the past. It simply means releasing the grip that anger has on your life. When we forgive, we let go of the past and reclaim control over our emotional state. In practical terms, forgiveness starts with shifting your perspective. When you feel anger rising, ask yourself, is holding on to this anger helping me, or is it just hurting me? Practicing self-compassion is key in this process, as it allows you to understand that people, including yourself, make mistakes. Recognizing that we all carry our own burdens can help us approach others with more empathy and forgiveness. Remember, forgiving someone is an act of liberation. It frees you more than it frees them, and it's the key to restoring peace in your life. We're almost done with this video, but before you move on, I want you to reflect on your life. Are you going to stay stuck, feeling drained and defeated? Or are you ready to take charge and transform your future? If you're ready to make that change, I want you to make a commitment. Drop a comment below and say, I am determined to live my best life no matter the obstacles. I will succeed. I'll be reading through all your comments and I'll feature the most inspiring one on our channel. If you want more life-changing content, make sure to hit that subscribe button.